and you just kind of touch them in. The one thing you don't want to do is make all your highlights all the same shape. Okay? And when you're painting this, now I'm this far away. Where is my thing? I'm if you had to measure the size of this brush, okay, add about another 2 inches. That's how close I am to this canvas. Okay. And I'm looking at it and going, I'm not quite sure. I take a step back and I'm thinking, oh, this is awesome. You know what? And I really like this piece here that I fixed up. I really like that. Let's see. Now just put a little bit of a highlight right in here. I'm going to bring this right out. So it's just a matter now, and you just touch and you don't cover everything. You don't cover everything, and you take a step back and you look at it and you go, okay, well, I can now come over to this side, right here, add a little bit in here. And just go here. See what I'm doing now? I'm starting to form another little ledge here. And I can finish that off right there. Now there's going to be stuff in here, so you have to decide, well, how far are you going to bring this down? Okay, so I would say if I'm going to put some trees, I probably would put them, right about there. That's where I would put the trees. Let's see, this piece here. So now this here looks like it's connected. Right here, kind of flow everything together. I'm taking a little bit of that dirty color in my brush. And you just have to do everything very, very light. So you can see how detailed doing a mountain can be, and you can't do it quick. And it's just now, and all you're doing now is just kind of taking those formations that you see, and you're just building the highlights right on top of that. I could join these two together. Just like that. Now I have a huge ridge here. This mountain here, this piece here, is in the back. So it's like there's like a big gullet, there's like a big empty spot right in here. So just by joining two mountains, okay, just with that highlight color. And then just remember the brightest, that bright white, you're just going to touch that in some spots where the sun would hit it the most. It's right about here. And it's going to pick up a bit more blue and purple and some sienna. If I really wanted to shade something hard, like this bridge comes out here, but if I wanted to create some shading in there, I could darken this area up. I just picked up the burnt sienna, blue and purple, and I could just darken that area up right in here. And I'm using that same pat stroke. Tap, tap, tap. Turn my brush over and I can use the other side. Okay. Would help if you could see. Now you can see now that this one's coming down here and it kind of goes up a little bit. There's a ridge here. And I could then take some white and I could strengthen that right in here. Pick up a bit more white. And then here we could just basically just create Nice little ridge right here. I'm just blending that color out. So you can still work around those values that we did. I ran out of paint, so that's why I'm just working with white and I'm kind of moving around. When working with oils, even with acrylics, I never ever worry about doing an exact color match. Never, never, never. So now we have coming up, and then we have a ledge here, and the ledge you can actually highlight that even more going like this. Okay, then it comes down. So I've got quite a few different techniques going on here, but the basic thing with the mountains, you block in your color, and how you block in your color makes it so much easier when picking out the areas to highlight. Because sometimes when you're blocking in your color and you're using that stroke doing this, okay, it sort of forces you not to develop a pattern. Because you can see how easy it is to develop a pattern when you're doing your mountains, the way I showed you in the beginning, doing your triangle mountains. So with doing a variety of different strokes, it's very easy to start picking out your edges. And then from here, you just basically just keep building up the highlights, and you just kind of move around. You just kind of move around and just pick little pieces here and there. Now this one here, I think myself is a little bit bright because the sun's coming from this way. This edge would definitely be highlighted, but I think this piece here, I will probably just smoothen out just a little bit more. And then I'd probably build in maybe another ridge right here. And this one here, you can even borrow some paint and extend this out just a little bit more. Okay. Not using the chisel ledge, I'm using the flat part of the brush. So now it looks like that this piece now is curling out right here. Let's say you don't like that type of thing. Well, we already know how to correct. You can actually just extend this mountain right back down to here and be done with it. And now you have a bunch of different little mountains set up. So you could just take this and go right straight across and completely get rid of this. If you were doing this in acrylics, you would do the exact same thing. The only thing with the acrylics is that you would make up some of that base color and you could block in a little bit more and then just re-highlight. Okay? The exact same thing. So hopefully this gives you a pretty good start on painting in your mountains. Don't overblend. Okay, don't overblend on your palette and don't overblend on your mountain. And always make sure that you leave dark areas showing through. If you've covered up a dark area by mistake, pick up some more. Pick up some more and let's say, and just add it back. And when you add it back, don't worry about doing an exact color match. Okay, I could pick up straight blue and put the straight blue in there. I could pick up straight purple and put straight purple right in here. The reason why I don't care about the exact color match is because the paint is mixing in with the color that's already on the canvas. Okay? I just wouldn't add straight yellow, orange, or red to this because that just wouldn't quite be right. So, but it's very, very easy to fix up. And just on the opposite side, the shaded side, you're just going to take a darker value and just put a little bit of that highlight in there as well. Okay, you can't leave an area completely unpainted. Just take a little bit of that darker value, that darker mix, and just put some strokes in for the shaded side. You're going to take a lighter value, which is the value plus white,